So this is this week's content. What I'm going to go over with you guys today is the creative process. There is a lecture page on the creative process that you'll go through on your own. You will see some of this in the PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to show you, but this is here for your reference in case you need to circle back to it. And then this takes us directly into, and I'm going to get to it after we watch, or after you see the creative process slide presentation, the idea of capturing evidence of the creative process. So throughout the semester, let me just stop my share for a second. Throughout the semester, part of what we're doing, you're here to learn Photoshop, right? You're here to learn about digital art, but we are laying the foundation right now in order to do that effectively. You're going to be learning the creative process, and the creative process I'm going to have you work through step by step with each project. And it starts with brainstorm and research. It moves into sketching and ideation, and then it goes into your work in progress, and sometimes a peer critique, sometimes just an professor feedback, and then finalizing that project so that you're turning in something that is as close to perfect as you can get it for the time that we have, for the skills that we have, for the tools that we have, but potentially you have something that is worthy of moving forward into your portfolio for showing in the future. So let me, you're going to hear the creative process. I want you, even like I said, I was going to try to do this poll about Photoshop, and I don't know how to do it. So I'm going to figure out if I can do it next week, because I wanted to see, I know we're all coming into this class. Some of us already have Photoshop experience. Some of us are doing this as an art elective. Some of us want to go into design but haven't used Photoshop yet. This is introduction to digital design or digital art. And so we're starting at the beginning. So you've got to be patient. I want you to work through the steps, and I want you to reach out to me if you're feeling like you want more. So I'm going to start with sharing my screen once more. Let me get the slide presentation ready here for you. Play from start. And I'm going to share just this PowerPoint screen. Can you guys see the creative process? Where does good design come from? Yeah, okay, cool. Thanks, Leaf. This is a relatively short slideshow. As I said, much of the information in this presentation is put on that Canvas page for you for your reference, but it's not. This is a really important part of what we're going to do this semester, and part of what I want you to start utilizing in your design and your artistic creations. So good design comes from doing the work. Here is that infographic that you may have gotten a sneak peek of in Canvas. Good design, good creating comes from generating and sifting through a lot of ideas and leaving a few glittering gems to reveal their possibilities. Ideas are generated through research, online. Well, let me just ask you guys, put it in the chat. In what ways or what avenues do you feel, or do you come to your mind when you think about research? How, I want to hear everything you got. And you're welcome to put it in the chat or unmute yourself. Yep. And where do you think, Leaf, you find that? How about?
Oh,
no, good. Go for
okay.
it.
At least for me, when it comes to like finding inspiration that I could use to reference, like at least a lot of it comes from like maybe like media or like social media, like movies or just like,
Yep.
yeah, things like that.
Absolutely. Don't you love that film and things like commercials are research for us for the line of work that we're in? It's one of my favorite things. What about just a Google search and seeing what comes up? What about utilizing AI to like generate some ideas or to pull some resources for us? Rachel says life. Yes, absolutely 100%. I um just I was thinking about the idea of active, research leads to brainstorming, of active brainstorming, and the idea of not just like sitting there with pens and pencils and like mind mapping and sketching and doing all these things as far as brainstorming going, but just maybe taking a drive or going for a walk and getting away from the computer and just seeing things out in life, right? Timothy says visual and historical conceptual references, right? And these can be found through an online search. They can be found from the library. They can be found from the art section of a bookstore where you are welcome to just look and you don't always have to buy. It can be from, like just shopping your favorite brand and seeing the packaging and the colors being used, typefaces being used, right? So ideas are generated from research and brainstorming, sketching and ideation, reviews and critiques. It's all kind of like this external information that's coming to us that is giving us ideas and things to work through. I think it's a really good idea. One of the materials for this class was to have a sketchbook, right? And a super good idea of something to do with your sketchbook, and I know I'm sharing my screen, but so I'm super tiny, but is to collect things and put them on your sketchbook, whether it's stickers or whether you're pinning stuff to the inside of the sketchbook, ads that you see, mailers that you get, stamps. I have a post-it where I put a stamp of my cat's face on it. And so it's like, collect the things that you make you feel creative, collect the things that you love, keep a physical kind of collection going as well as a digital collection. You can collect things in social media. At some point this semester, I'll probably show you guys my Instagram, which I use for its design community. And I have all of these, they don't call them boards, I think they call them collections. And I have collections of type and collections of branding and collections of color, and just continually collecting. Yeah, for sure, Joseph, music. Keep collecting that inspiration, that things that lead to research, brainstorming, sketching. Let's see here. This is a quote from a American graphic designer. He says, I like a lot the adage that for every problem, there is a solution that is simple, obvious, and wrong. A problem worthy of the name is seldom accessible to sudden and simple solution. What that means, or what he's saying, is that your first idea needs to be, you need to explore beyond your first idea. You need to get many ideas down. You may circle back to that first idea, or the subsequent ideas, the ideas that follow that first idea may influence your first idea in a way. Or you may find out that your 10th idea is the one that works best for the problem. Again, sketchbook, post-its, making lists, taking notes, all of those things are going to be part of the data that we gather this semester in order to create. Clarifying the context. Research is the starting place for defining the goals, problems, and possible solutions of a creative problem. Research may begin with reading an assignment overview, like in this class, questioning a client, or doing a broad internet search. Research